This video is, what is gangstalking? This is like the worst thing that could happen to society, this one. Because this one right here, I still wonder and I still question to my day, like who would really, take this job? Who would really be comfortable doing something like this? Because it's a bit criminal-like. You get individuals who basically have no morals, no self-respect for themselves, possibly, because anyone asking me to do something like this to another individual, I would refuse. Anyone asking me to do this to somebody else, there's no amount of money you could pay me to violate someone's rights who you can't convince me is worth doing that to, worth stalking or whatever. There's no amount of money. Because let me tell you something. These people who do this fail to realize that it can be done to them, and if it was, they wouldn't like it. With that being said, it's something that I would have trouble doing. I'm not sure how far they go with it. I'm not sure really the way that they are even recruited. But I'll tell you, gang stalking is some of the most demonic stuff I've ever seen in my life. We're talking about, like we were talking about in the targeting visual video, just straight up 24-hour surveillance. So we're talking about from the time you walk out your door, the time you get in your car, the time you walk into the store. Like, these things are like straight up annoying tactics. They're not going to physically harm you. No, they're not going to physically. I've heard rumors of gang stalkers physically harming somebody, but I've never been physically harmed by a gang stalker. What they will do is annoy the hell out of you. They'll get in your way when you're in the grocery store, putting buggies in your way and stuff like that. They'll get in your way on the highway. They'll keep cutting you off, making sure that you stop at every single light, get traffic to a straight standstill. But one thing they have never done is lay a hand on me. Now, I have got into it with handlers or gang stalkers before, and I've tried to beat the living brakes off of them. And that didn't work out. It doesn't make it all go away, folks. There's no real way to get out of this program. Now, what I will say is their tactics. So we're talking about their tactics. I've seen things like colored vehicles all the way down to somebody wearing the same clothes as me, all the way down to, somebody literally staring at the back of my head when I turn around and look at them and them acting like nothing happened. I've seen it all. I've been through the most of the gang stalking. The one thing that bothers people the most, they want to know why. Well, why am I gang stalked? Well, why are these people following me? Why this, why that? I mean, listen here. The only thing I can tell you is look up ex-CIA agent, ex-NSA agent Edward Snowden. He'll break it down to you. So basically what's going on with this whole gang stalking ordeal is there's a community watch list, as far as I can tell, as far as I understand. And this community watch list has it where if you get put on this list, you don't have to be proven guilty for a crime to be put on this list that violates your rights and puts you under 24-hour surveillance. All you have to do is run into the wrong person, let the wrong person have your information, and you'll end up on this list. And I cannot tell you how frustrating it is to be a target and to want to know why you're on this list, to have these people attempting to ruin your life every day, every second, every hour, hacking your phone, following you from place to place, just all up in your business, wanting to know who you know, what they said to you, when they said it to you, when you met up with this person, what were you doing, just straight up nosy. gang stalking is the work of the devil. Uh, like I said, I can't tell you who created it. I can't tell you who all is involved. Do I know government entities involved in it? Yes. Do I know their names? No. Do I feel like the government is involved? Yes. Do I know for certain? No. But one thing I can tell you for certain is they are interested in you. They must see something in you. There must be something about you that causes danger, red flags, all type of things to go on if you are targeted. So if you being gang stalked, I can tell you 9 times out of 10 it is because you have something that is abnormal. You can do something that is abnormal. You know something that is abnormal. Things that normal people do not possess. Qualities that normal people do not possess. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to question because you're not a bad person. Especially if you're not a bad person. If you sit there and beat yourself up and wonder why this is happening to you and you haven't done anything to deserve it, you always help people when you can. You always do what you can for people. Will give people the shirt off of your back. Then you don't have to sit there and wonder too long the reason that you're being persecuted. We live in troubling times to where bad is good and good is bad. You were raised in a time where good is good and bad is bad. That's just what you believe. So people are confused right now. They see you're not going with the agenda. You don't believe bad is good and that good is bad. You believe good is good and bad is bad. You live by that, you die by that. This is just who you are. You take responsibility for your actions and you expose those whose actions are foul. These things that are going on in the world today cannot allow someone like you to exist, because in today's world everything is so fake and so watered down and such a lie that you knowing the truth, you exposing the truth is going to cause problems to the agenda, because you're exposing the lies, you're exposing the misbehavior, you're exposing things that they want to let fly, you're exposing things that will not allow the agenda to take place, that will not allow society to move forward in the direction that the corporations and the company, that's who they are, will not allow for this to take place. They cannot allow for you to step into your light. They cannot allow for you to step into your truth and allow you to be who you are and be awake and live through yourself, because that will not allow them to move forward with the agenda. That is why you're a gang star. You're a gang star because you are a threat to the national security of this country. The way that you are a threat to the national security of this country is because you can stop the progress in the direction that society wants to go. Therefore, you are a threat. That is what gang stalking is. It is to neutralize the threat. Neutralize the threat to the progress that we want society to go in. Anything that is going to pause, stop, slow down society from moving in the direction that we, not the people, the elites, want the world to go in, we'll gang stalk them. We'll put them through electronic harassment. We'll put them through sleep deprivation and noise campaigns. Why would they do this to those people? To neutralize the target, to make it where they no longer have the motivation, the desire, or even the ability to expose the truth and to prevent the agenda from taking place. That is what gang stalking is. You're being gang stalked to prevent you from being who you are, so that you cannot change society in the ways that you see fit. You see something wrong in society, you say, you know what, I think that's wrong, I want to change it. What are they going to tell you? They're going to tell you to vote. You see other ways around that. You see the real issue. You see how to really solve it. They don't like that, because that brings about real change. Nothing is okay to change unless they say so. That's how the elites feel. We the people are mostly sheep, mostly sheeple. So when you have a select few that want to tell the sheep what to do and tell the sheep what direction to go in. Oh no, we can't have that. We got to get rid of them. That is why you're a gang stalk. That is what gang stalking is. You ask me, it's a government funded program. I can't prove this. This is theory. This is my belief. So again, gang stalking is here. This is what gang stalking is. Gang stalking is here to prevent you. Just straight up honest. That's how it is. Prevent you from success, prevent you from change, prevent you from prosperity, just straight up prevention from whatever you want to do in life. And the way I think that they look at it is, the only way to truly stop you in your tracks, target individual, the only way to truly prevent you is to kill you. Is to completely, like, just wear you out mentally, completely change your whole mind physically, mentally, and just make you go crazy. If you ever heard of Myron Mays, you can look him up as a target individual. They actually drove him crazy. And this makes me believe that a lot of suicide bombings or suicide shootings, a lot of people involved in these things, just like from just crazy school shootings and everything, it makes you wonder, are they TIs? Have they been through what we have been through? Is that why they lost their minds and shot up places? Is that why they lost their minds and blew things up? Because they were going through what we're going through? It's an interesting question to ask yourself, because we ain't the only ones here going through this. There are millions of us, at least thousands. And we're not talking about 10,000, 20,000 either, at least hundreds of thousands. This should be talked about more. Gang stalking exposed. You know, just worldwide, just exposed. We got to get more people to wake up. And that's the reason I came forward with this video. I feel like I've hushed on the subject enough. I've not talked on the subject enough. I've done plenty of other topics. It is time for me to go on ahead and let y'all know the nitty gritty. So as y'all know, my YouTube channel, it be extremely explicit. The things that we talk about, I don't really, talk about in the free world because of how the Matrix is. But when you come onto my platform and I break down information, I give you this information like this, you can't tell me you don't respect it. You can't. I be seeing people tell me thank you and everything in the comments, good content. So this is another one, and this one needs to be a big one. I really feel like if I can raise enough awareness on the subject, then we can make some real change in society. So I had to make the video. Didn't really want to, you know what I mean? Because I know, to the regular norm person, to me 10 years ago, to me 5 years ago, I'm laughing at this guy right now. But you got to understand this. In order for you to make change, in order for there to be a difference, you gotta look crazy or you gotta look stupid. I'm sure there are plenty of people who look stupid. I'm sure Harriet Tubman looks stupid. I'm sure Martin Luther King looks stupid. I'm sure John F. Kennedy looks stupid. So there are plenty of people. I'm sure Abraham Lincoln looks stupid. There are plenty of people who have created change who looked crazy or out of their mind at that moment in time. But later on down the road, 20 years later, 30 years later, maybe a decade later, and people are like, everybody knows their name. People are marveled at this person's work. People stand by and look up to the charisma, the everything, the courage of this individual, just who they were, and how even when society was against them at that moment in time, they strongly believed and truly believed and were right. They get them the roses 10, 20, 30 years later, then maybe longer down the road. So just because you're not glorified in today's time, or you're not glorified at this moment in time because of what you're saying now and you're right, does not mean you're not right. Just because everybody tells you you're wrong does not mean that you are wrong just because everyone is frowning upon your opinion, frowning upon what you have to speak about. It could mean that they want you to shut up because they don't want change. They don't want change. They complacent. Or they just straight up program. These things do exist. And I'm going to go through a whole other list of, I got a lot more to talk about. So this is just the beginning. Another one of them videos. What is gang stalking? You heard it here first. YNGP Station. Your boy So Icy. And I'll see you soon.